Greetings, I'm George Boss Rhymes here to get to Free Press in front of the Lowndes County Judicial Complex. There will be a press conference here concerning the KJ case. Many of you are familiar with that case. A young man that was found dead in the Lowndes County High School. And I was informed last night that there would be a press conference, so I made my way back here to record this particular press conference. I was told 11 o'clock, but I do see that news media, Channel 10, and another TV station is on their way. But this is the George Boston Rhymes. I started this Get to Free Press social news media some time ago, and we report what others ignore. You have a right to know, and I may go live and I may not, but I'm asking you that if I do go live, just stay on Facebook here. I got my camera set up inside. But I do believe that if you are in Valdosta and Lowndes County, then you may just want to come on down to the Lowndes County Courthouse. That's a new courthouse. So you can see what's going on here. As you know, they did the third autopsy. I was looking for CNN, MSNBC, Nightline, Dateline, and others to cover this particular case so they could update the people on this very controversial death that took place here in Titletown, USA. Also, if you remember the week of terror that took place in Brooks County and Lowndes County, May the 18th, May 1918, wherein Mary Turner was murdered, lynched, and along with Hayes Turner and 15 to 25 other black Americans. And so we are here today because you have a right to know, and though the news media will be here, I am here because I do no longer expect others to do for us that which we should and must do for ourselves. Once again, I'm the Get to Free Press. I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to go inside, get set up. But at the same time, I may go live and I may not. But if I don't go live, you can go to my Boston G.B.R. YouTube channel, and you can get not a part of the story. You won't get sound bites. You will get the complete interview because that's the flavor of my nature and the nature of my flavor. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with you as soon as possible.
Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. Right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come create, penetrating with force from the land of the Lord. Succumb like Muhammad got the devil on the run. Rise like the sun, keep your eyes on the ones who are base. Then it reinforce the reborn nation up against the norm, create a new formation. This foundation that I be standing on is firm. Look, yo, we must learn, or as a people we gon' burn in the fire. Let's join hands with the Messiah. The land be light, for real I ain't no lie. And my deepest desire be to resurrect the prophets. Breathe like venom, then squeeze out all the venom with momentum and skill. We'll kill Satan at will. You and I be connected, protected by his eagle's will for real. I can sense a mental explosion on the move as God's chosen. Proceeding in motion, we become, yes, indeed, the parts of forming. Running about a her, cause Babylon is falling, living all in the midst of the devil, the shame which his aim is to kill us all with this language. He's the mischief maker, plus he's wicked by nature, the modern mind shape. So hey, will Jacob wake up the lion? He's in Judah sleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must cease. Look out, I see a lion. Where he's in Judah sleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must cease. Now look, for 4 days, he's been sleeping in the tomb. Fed like the zoom, no light, it's like the moon. His blood is be maroon, plus it covers the earth. Crucified daily and waiting this new birth. For real, the truth hurts the wicked evil doer. He knows that the future will bring a new ruler. So look, don't let him fool you with his maneuvers and wisdom. Seeking, you'll find that he uses symbolism with this rhythm. Black will represent the hesitant brains. Hit the water down the flames and sort out the remains. Everything must change, nothing stays the same. Our struggles been ordained, so just chill, maintain. I know it's strange, but look, one came to raise us up. Farad has arrived, beware, don't self-destruct, keep the focus. The red dragon's coming with the locusts. Some don't notice, so they engage in shit that's bogus. But look like Moses, I'ma free you from your bondage, from those who oppress us. wicked, evil, demonics. I promise that I'ma flaunt this everywhere I go. My people gotta know, so I can't hold it in no more. For real, the pressure's on and that be the fact. We gotta resurrect quick if we expect to be hereafter. Look, I can see disaster, it's all in our midst. It's the shock of the hour, man, the clock be stuck on 6. I wonder, who can fix this problem from Zion? I'm in the wilderness trying to wake a dead lion. There's a lion where he's in Judah asleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The balance of this beast must cease. Look out, I see a lion where he's in Judah asleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The balance of this beast must cease. Now peep these bones as they lie, still drying the valley. Buried under rubbish, darkness covers the body. There's no consciousness, there's no breather, no pulse. Walking dead in Israel, be that sheep that's lost. Guided by the false image, they don't know what sin is. In their forehead be a mark that reach crooked menace. It's continuous bleeding, therefore repentance is needed. Wickedness can be defeated when we submit, it's deleted. This beast be heated, he knows the fire's kindling. The curtains in that land of Midian be trembling. I see assembling, large number, many men. Coming from out the grave to never go back in again. Lazarus, come forth, remove that napkin, take it off. The force be with you, so lion, let him hear your voice. I can hear the roars, coming from daily tribal wars. Flesh wounds and scars be like all over the stars. In the river of blood, we be swimming in sin. I see the lesbian and the million feminine men. These days be numbered, the end is right in sight. Behold, he comes quick like a thief in the night. At the head of 10,000, he be moving to fight. Burning hopes at his feet, look, observe the blight. In the bottomless pit, they be falling, still dying. Who can save the lion? Bring him home to Zion. There's a lion where he's in Judah asleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The balance of this beast must cease. Look out, I see a lion where he's in Judah asleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The balance of this beast must cease. There's a lion where he's in Judah asleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now, or forever hold your peace. The balance of this beast must cease. There's a lion where I wonder who will wake him. Get up, lion. Did you think he's gonna stay down forever? A new day. 1909 Shepherd. Beware, Obama wake him. For 443 goddamn damnable years. The cop is just laid strict. I see evils gathered everywhere. Evils still be gathered. Come on. Don't stop.
I'm George Boston Rhymes with the Get To Free Press, and I'm in the Lowndes County Judicial Complex, and I understand there will be a press conference at 11 o'clock. I am here because I want you to know the rest of the story.
First of all, we want to thank you for coming out today for purposes of hearing our plea. We have been trudging this path towards justice for now going on 6 years, and we believe that we've made significant progress, but the process of getting the complete cooperation of the law enforcement community has been slow coming and in many ways disappointing. So, as an option, we are filing today a petition for Mandamus. This, of course, is a court action that seeks to have the Superior Court of this county to compel the coroner's office to conduct a coroner's inquest. A coroner's inquest is a process by which a presentation of evidence is made to a jury, and the jury decides whether or not there has been foul play in connection with the death of an individual. We believe that the evidence has been overwhelming as to there being something more akin to a homicide rather than an accident, as the death certificate reads. The purpose of this action will be to, of course, change the cause and manner of death from one of accident and positional asphyxia to one having to do with blunt force trauma and an assault. We think that the evidence that we've developed, particularly in the last 6 months, which manifested itself in the way of a third examination of Kendrick Johnson's body, and that resulted in an examination by 2 forensic pathologists, Dr. Anderson and Dr. Matthias Okoye of Lincoln, Nebraska, that the evidence that was developed from that third autopsy is most compelling. We hope that upon filing this petition for mandamus, that the court will see fit to address many of the unanswered questions that many have had since the time that they first heard about Kendrick Johnson's death. And we can only hope that through a process whereby the public and through a jury listening to the evidence, that we will experience some measure of justice, not simply a teaspoon or a half cup, but the full measure of justice that each and every citizen is entitled to receive. I'll be more than happy to take any questions that you may have at this point.
So let's start with the last time that his body was exhumed was in June. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And go through what was found after that.
Well, the first examination that was done by the crime lab led to the conclusion that he died as a result of positional asphyxia. It was the second examination, which was done by Dr. William Anderson of Orlando, that generated a different finding, even in spite of missing organs. He, of course, saw a bruise that happened to be in the same location as a bruise that the EMTs noted at the time that they arrived at the high school and Kendrick's body was still there. This third autopsy has generated more evidence of blunt force trauma. And so we believe that it helps to then take what has, in the eyes of many, been considered to be rumor, and helped to position several pieces to the puzzle, all of which have remained obscure since the time that this occasion first began, this event first began.
How does this motion get you one step closer to justice?
Well, as you know, a citizen is not in a position to tell the district attorney who to prosecute. And only to a limited degree are you able to influence the sheriff's department or the police department in terms of who to arrest and who to charge. But we believe that this process is one in which the weight of public opinion will come to bear. When evidence is presented in a trial-like setting, the public is allowed to witness this trial. The public plays a role by virtue of being jurors in the proceeding, and that they have the ability to compel evidence to come to this hearing or trial, whatever it may be, then of course we think that the outcome is what may send a signal to those in law enforcement that what has been done is no longer acceptable.
So then they can start diving into suspects and that sort of thing?
Yes, I mean, it has I think, potential of causing those decision makers in the criminal justice process to take another look at what we believe they've, for the longest, always had, but never quite were enthused or moved to want to prosecute this matter as it should have been.
Has the biggest fault here been with law enforcement?
Well, what I would say is that government as a whole has a responsibility to meet the needs of its citizenry. And in this situation here, I am a little bit concerned that there has been anything but enthusiasm, but a forthright approach to finding justice wherever it may lie. I certainly think that, you know, when the Justice Department closed its investigation, that was a great disappointment to us. But we also understand that the local officials in this county have a responsibility to prosecute lawbreakers or to investigate matters that are clearly suspect wherever they may find them, regardless of on what side of town it may occur and regardless of what may have been the reasons for the crime to have occurred to begin with. But I think that to place the blame on any particular segment of the community would be a bit short-sighted.
So do you think getting that public opinion to go in your favor will really push this case forward in the direction you've been wanting it to go into?
Yes, I think that, you know, those who are in government, and particularly those who are in politics, who listen to the pulse of the public and who are certainly concerned that they, in the performance of their jobs, are met with approval, they will respond, I think, in a favorable way if this process turns out the way we think it will.
From the time of the third autopsy, why did it take so long? Or I had people call me, so why did it take so long for you to do a press conference, or were you working on some type of strategy?
Well, the wheels of justice move ever so slowly, and I'm no exception. So I think that certainly no one is more interested in bringing this matter to a conclusion than Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. The nightmare that they have had to endure for so long is nothing that any one of us wish upon another. However, when I think you look at how there was such a broad attack that was made upon this family when it came to wanting to prosecute this matter, I think that it, in many ways, did slow the pace tremendously.
Over these years, have, you know, other than the autopsy report with blunt force trauma, has there been any other evidence that you found to suspect that there was foul play?
yes, we have quite a bit of evidence, I believe. It is evidence that is already known to the authorities, and we think if given the opportunity to present it, that it will certainly prove our point. Thank you.
I mean, can you give a time frame of how long these kind of things take when these motions are filed, kind of what the process is and what we can expect to kind of come?
I think that it would be a bit difficult for me to say exactly how long it might take for us to have this particular matter addressed, having to try and get a coroner's inquest in place. But it is a much shorter process than that, say, if you compare it to a criminal trial or a civil trial.
And does this time of year hinder that timeline? I mean, with the holidays up against the wall, anything like that?
Well, the holidays are invariably going to have their way with people's schedules, so I can't really speak on what the schedules are for some of the participants that we may be approaching in this process, but I think that it's fair to say that after the first of the year, things should return fairly normal.
And does the 6-year anniversary of his death coming up have anything to do with the fact that you're putting this forward now?
No, not really.
Mr. King, do you ever get weary? Do you ever get tired? Do you ever get burnt out? Does fear ever enter your mind, Lord?
I'm just like anybody else, but I am totally committed to this case, to this family, and to this cause.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We have for you copies of the petition that we're going to file. Well, Mr. Watson was the court witness for Mandamus. We have a number of things.
Would any of family members be willing to kind of share their thoughts on how everything's going? And
I'm not that much. Can I say anything?
yeah, absolutely.
State for us. My first name is Regina, R-E-G-I-N-A. My last name is Troupe, T-R-O-U-P-E.
In your relation to Kendrick?
I'm a supporter, most of all her friend, and a parent of kids that go to Louth as well.
Okay, kind of talk to us about what these new findings kind of mean to you and where this case will be going.
Well, I've been with Jackie since day one, so we've been know the truth, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But the new findings kind of had me in tears because she had to go through the second one, the third one, and still nobody want to do anything. Like, how much does her family have to go through? She's already lost her son. He's not here on Christmas, Thanksgiving. She's not the same on holidays. She don't want to celebrate him, excuse me. She don't want to celebrate him, but she keep pushing. She's a strong woman, and I love her for her ambition because I don't know if I could do it. But what she's endured is enough. Like, it's time someone step up and let someone take responsibility of what happened to Kendrick at Lowndes High School. Like, he was murdered, straight up. Like, I'm not finishing the code no more. He was murdered. These last findings has proved that. Okay, let 2019 be a successful year for this family. Let the government need to do what they need to do. let the justice system do what they need to do. It's time out hiding, it's time out folding, it's time out trying to put stuff up on the let's do what we need to do and get this family some happiness. At least some justice.
And these motions that, you know, it's a step in the right direction, it sounds like. Where's your head at when you kind of hear about this?
I don't know nothing about law, but what I'm saying is her findings and what she got, somebody should be doing something. Somebody should be stepping up. I'm not scared, I'm not afraid. I'm Regina, and I'm going to speak my mind because I have a freedom of speech. And what I do know is that what she's endured and what the citizens has witnessed, I give her my utmost respect and power to stand behind her, and wherever she got to go, I'm going to stand with her, and I'm not going to be scared. And I'm going to speak my mind, and I'm going to say what I got to say. Kendra was murdered at Lowndes High School.
How have these last 6 years
It's been hard looking at her as, because I've been no Jackie all my life, and it's hard looking at her weight go up, down, her family going through so much hatred and stuff that people throwing at them, and she's the one who lost the child. Not me, not her, not y'all, but she lost her child. She has to wake up in her household without Kendra. She has to wake up knowing what happened to Kendra in the city that she was born and raised in, that people want to tuck and hide stuff and save people for what? This young man has lost his life to the hands of some cruel people. And y'all still want to hide and act like ain't nothing happened? Like, what is wrong? What is wrong? We got other kids that's coming up at Lowndes. I have a son coming out of Lowndes this year. And Lord knows I did not want them to be in Lowndes no more. But because my ex-husband lived in that zoning area, he has to go to Lowndes. So if we got to go by rules and regulations, why can't they go by rules and regulations?
With what was announced today, what direction do you hope this case moves into?
Everybody get arrested that had something to do with it. I'm not finna sugarcoat it no more. It's enough is enough. Like, she shouldn't have to go through this. I'm not, like, yes, I'm upset. And yes, it's bothering me because this is her child. He's no longer with her. He's no longer with her family. Y'all don't know, it takes a lot for her to get up every day to face Valdosta. But she does it. And for her to get up and face Valdosta, and Valdosta acting like they can't even honor her for trying to protect her son and get the justice that she need, and criticize her, where y'all heart, where y'all feelings? Where your mind, where your godliness at?
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
You wanted to say something too?
Okay, you can.
I'm sorry, Jacob, but I couldn't hold it no more.
I think it'll help people understand how serious this is.
Yeah, it's serious. Like, it's not a joke. And I don't know why I keep taking it for a joke.
You want to say spell your first and last name for us?
My first name is Loretta, Loretta. My last name is Folsom, Folsom.
And I guess your relationship with the case?
Have no relationship with the case, the family, or anything. I seen it when it was very first aired on the news. I knew something was suspicious. I knew in my heart that it was not an accident. And I've just been following this case ever since it has happened. And I want justice. Me and my husband want justice. Grady County wants justice. This is not just for KJ, but we are here for KJ today. I would hope that everyone will stand behind us if it was our children. So we want to be as morally supportive as we possibly can.
You guys are from Grady County, I take it?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about the support that KJ has there.
We just talked to different ones, and they have always been suspicious as well. And maybe I shouldn't say this, but you can cut it if you have to, but I just don't think it's right that it seems like certain ones can do things and get away with it, and certain ones can't. And I feel like the ones that are behind this, people know, they're covering it up, and it's time to uncover. I don't care if you're the law or you're not the law. Right's right and wrong is wrong. And we love KJ. We hate he lost his life. and we're here to support him and his whole family in any way we possibly can.
So just specifically today, why did you come out and support KJ's family and friends?
We wanted them to know we are here. I am not a computer person. We do not do computers. We do not text. And we figured the only way we could let them know is to show our face, be here, give them that moral support that they need.
And then after, you know, the new developments in this case, kind of, what does it solidify for you?
It just makes me feel good to know that it's all coming unraveled, and sooner or later the ones that are guilty are going to be charged. They're not getting away with murder. And that's the way I see it, is he was murdered.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're just going to get a little bit of video of your son. And then if you can angle this way, I'd like to get some of your son as well. Thank you.
Thank you. We thank y'all for allowing us to speak, and we thank all of you for allowing us to be here today.
Thank you for letting us keep telling the story.
Oh, Jackie. If you want to do something,
We know a lot of people talk about God and nobody but it's true.
Jackie, my name's Atty with WCTV. I just wanted to give you my contact information. If you ever need anything, I'm happy to be there. Don't hesitate to call.
you've been taking care of it.
Oh, yeah, this is another one, so I just keep.
Yeah. Did you make it for yourself, or did someone make it for you? That's really thoughtful. It seems like you have a lot of support behind you. Yeah. Okay, so kind of where I wanted to start was maybe from the beginning and just how painful it was for you when you found out that it was your baby boy that, you know, someone that was found in that night.
It's very painful to know that my child died at a place that he should have been the safest, one of the safest places. It's literally taking a toll on me mentally, physically, and also my family.
And kind of how has this journey been, you know, having to exhume him, go through a third autopsy, and just this uphill battle that it seems like you've been fighting for so long?
It felt like I've had 3 different funerals. And the hard part is not bringing him up, it's the hard part is letting him go at the end.
Yeah. When this last autopsy kind of did again solidify what you had thought all along, what emotions went through you when you found or read those results?
Pretty much the same one, because we know from day one Kendra was murdered at that school. And to see his pictures of his face disfigured, you know, you couldn't tell me. I seen my son to school looking like the first picture, and he comes out looking like the second picture. There's no way in the world you could tell me a Matt beat my child up. I have a baby that had that same bruising like what he had. a stillborn. So I know the difference between ritomorphin and the difference between a mat, and a mat can't beat you up. A mat can't bruise you up, swell your lip up, and all how they want to make it look like.
So I guess moving forward, what are you hoping kind of happens within this next step?
Well, the next step, I'm just hoping that it's time for somebody to be held accountable for what happened to my son. The next step, I'm hoping that they reopen his case.
And, you know, seeing that you have support that not only reaches through your friends and friends of friends, but into other counties, how is it to know that you're not alone in this fight?
It feels good to know that somebody is standing with me, because it seemed like so many times that our family has been alone, but, you know, we're going to continue to fight regardless to who's there. If it's just me or Mr. Johnson or my mom or just some family members, we appreciate, you know, what everybody doing, but we're, at the end of the day, we're his parents, and if we don't fight, who's going to fight?
Why do you keep fighting? You know, why do you keep pushing and trying to find these answers?
Because that's my son. First of all, that's my son. I birthed him. I'm his mother, and he deserved justice. He didn't deserve to die at all.
When, you know, hearing the next step, we're kind of moving forward, what kind of goes through your mind when you hear, you know, that another action is being taken?
You kind of just sit back and just wait to see what the outcome is going to be. You know, been knocked down so many times, hey, another blow ain't going to hurt. You just keep getting back up and fight, punch right back.
Seeing the community support, I mean, this case has been on everyone's minds in Mandamus County. What do you kind of want people to know?
Just that kindred life matter, and you know, who support us, we thank you for it, but if you don't, it's okay too, because we're going to continue to fight. We're not going nowhere. We're going to keep agitating them, and that's just kindred parents. We're going to continue to do what we got to do for our child.
Has this changed your perspective on Lons High School? And
yes, I mean, a school, that school system had treated my son like he was not even human. So yes, that school system is just, it's not even a word to describe it, how it is. It's all about football. It don't matter about your child. Well, it didn't matter about my child.
All right, okay.
I have one. People have called me and asked, how can I help that family? Do you have anything set up that will be for the good, you know, of the people that are concerned and want to actually contribute to the cause?
Well, we have a GoFundMe online, and you can help by continue to share Kendrick's story, tell somebody about Kendrick. It's however, speak out, let the people know we're calling for action now. Stand behind our family.
Okay. Do you have, I guess I can get the GoFundMe account from you afterwards. I can share that as well. But other than that, I think that was very brave of you. I appreciate it. Thank you.